Hey folks, Nathan here from Star Wars Beyond the Films and Cloud City Casino, which is a Star Wars gaming podcast, which you can find at StarWarsReport.com. They're both over there, bringing you a new look at Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition products as they are released. This is the Resistance Conversion Kit. Now, just a note here, you cannot play Resistance alongside Rebel Alliance anymore, just like you can't play First Order alongside Galactic Empire anymore. They are considered separate factions, and the pickings are pretty friggin' slim at this point as far as being able to actually play as the Resistance. So getting this conversion kit is pretty much a must. Otherwise, all you're going to be able to play with at this point are the T-70 X-Wing and RZ-2 A-Wings that they have recently reissued. Well, reissued in the case of the T-70, and a new release in terms of the RZ-2. So what do we get in this conversion kit that's going to run you $30? You got your box there so you can recognize on the shelves, and of course it's going to have a conversion kit breakdown of your components and any rules, things that you need to know as you transfer these ships that haven't been re-released yet for X-Wing at this point in most cases into your 2nd edition game. All right, let's talk tokens. 4 Dial ID tokens for the T-70s if you need them. 2 Calculate tokens, 2 Focus, 6 Evade, 4 Disarm, 4 Ion, 3 Jam, 3 Tractor, 4 Shield, 4 Force Charges, proof of purchase there, 6 turret arc indicators, but these are the double turret arc indicators for the large or medium-sized vessels, none for small. Then we have 13 standard charges with our symbols there that look kind of like they should be from the Arrowverse version of the Flash, and it kind of makes sense, right? 13 standard charges with Flash-like symbols on them, because at this rate, that's how many different versions of evil Flash we're going to wind up getting in the Arrowverse, because they just can't freaking help themselves. But I digress. 2 condition markers with their respective cards, 1 for listening device, and 1 for rattled. That brings us to our ship tokens. Now on the regular component list, you have 3 for the scavenged YT-1300, 3 for the Resistance Bomber, and 8 for the T-70 X-Wing. However, as we've seen with the other sets, there's one of those little packets with a bunch of extra little goodies in it that didn't make it onto the regular component list, so there's the card that tells you what it is. That includes 2 more tokens for the Bomber and 3 more for the X-Wing. Now, of course, the maneuver dials are going to let us know how many ships we can actually field with this conversion kit, and this one has the least of all of them. It's actually the thinnest, lightest, you could say, of the conversion kits at this point in the game's life cycle. So take it or leave it, but it's still $30 like the one for First Order. We have 3 maneuver dials for the scavenged YT-1300. We have 3 for the MG-100 Star Fortress, the Resistance Bomber, and 4 for the T-70 X-Wing. That's it. That brings us to our upgrade cards, so we start with our talents. 2 each of Crackshot, Daredevil, Debris Gambit, Marksmanship, Juke, Intimidation, Elusive, Outmaneuver, Predator, along with Swarm Tactics and Trickshot. Then 1 each of Squad Leader and Lone Wolf, as we'd expect, and 3 of Heroic. Continuing with a lot more upgrades, all 2 each. For tech, we have Advanced Optics, Pattern Analyzer, Primed Thrusters and Targeting Synchronizer. For sensors, we have Advanced Sensors, Collision Detector, Fire Control System, and Trajectory Simulator. Then for cannons, we have Heavy Laser Cannon, Ion Cannon, and Jamming Beam, along with Tractor Beam. For torpedoes, we have Advanced Proton Torpedoes, Ion Torpedoes, and Proton Torpedoes, as we'd expect. And then for missiles, pretty much what we'd expect. We have Cluster Missiles, Concussion Missiles, Homing Missiles, Proton Rockets, and Ion Missiles. For illicit upgrades, we have 2 each of Contraband Cybernetics, Inertial Dampeners, Deadman Switch, Rigged Cargo Chute, and Feedback Array. For bombs, we have 1 of Bomblet Generator, and then 2 each of Connor Nets, Proximity Mines, Proton Bombs, and Seismic Charges. For titles, we have 2, Black One and Ray's Millennium Falcon. And then for our configuration cards, we have 4 upgrade cards of that one. It's the same card, I'm just showing you 2 versions of either side because it is a 2-sided card, and that's the integrated S-Foils card. That brings us to Crew, Gunners, and Astromechs. For crew, we have the unique C-3PO, Chewbacca, old Han Solo, it just calls him Han Solo, but old Han Solo, Rose Tico, and the unique but not named character Informant that we've seen many times before, and then 2 each of Freelance Slicer, Seasoned Navigator, Novice Technician, Tactical Officer, G&K Gonk Droid, and Perceptive Co-Pilot. For our gunners, we have Rey, Finn, and Paige Tico as our named gunners, and then 2 of Veteran Turret Gunner, 2 of Skilled Bombardier, and 2 of Hotshot Gunner. Then for our Astromechs, our uniques are BB-8, M9G8, R2HA, R5X3. Then we have 4 generic BB Astromechs, and then 2 each of the R2, R3, R4, and R5 Astromechs. Then finally, our last upgrades are all modifications. We have 1 copy of Advanced Slam, and we have 2 copies each of Ablative or Ablative Plating, they got me again, Hull Upgrade, Static Discharge Vanes, Electronic Baffle, Munitions Failsafe, Stealth Device, then Engine Upgrade, Shield Upgrade, and Tactical Scrambler. Now we come to my favorite part, which is the ship cards, the pilots. Our unique pilots for the T-70 X-Wings are Poe Dameron, Elo Asti, Nien Nunb, Kare Kun, without the little accent mark, Timon Wexley, aka Snap, right, Jessica Pava, and Joff Sea Striker. We then have 4 each of Red Squadron Expert and Blue Squadron Rookie, our 2 generics. But in that extra little pack that's not on the regular component list, we also get 3 more. We get 2 that are unique, Lieutenant Bastian and J. Chris Tubbs, and then 1 more generic, Black Squadron Ace. For the MG-100 Star Fortress, aka Resistance Bomber, we get 3 uniques, Finch Dallow, Ben Teen, and Cat, then 3 of a single generic Cobalt Squadron Bomber, but then that extra little packet that's not on the regular component list also gives us 2 more uniques, Vinny and Edon Capel. I wonder if that's an homage to my buddy Keith. And finally, the scavenged YT-1300. We have, no surprises, Han Solo, Rey, and Chewbacca as our unique pilots, and then 3 copies of Resistance Sympathizer. So there you have it, folks, the contents of the Resistance Conversion Kit for X-Wing 2nd Edition for Fantasy Flight Games. This will allow you to bring any old The Force Awakens era Millennium Falcons, or T-70 X-Wings like Poe's Black 1 or the regular one, or the Star Fortress / Resistance Bombers into the 2nd edition of the game. If you're playing with Resistance otherwise, all you really have to use right now are the new release of the T-70 expansion pack with the updated Mini, or the brand new RZ-2 A-Wing. So the Resistance Conversion Kit, like the First Order one if you're wanting to play for the First Order, is pretty much a must at this point in the game.